Welcome everybody to another exciting AZ tutorial adventure, I guess we can call it. Today I've got three special guests on. We'll start off with the leader of Brute Squad, which is the... Oh, reload the game. Which is the task force special we're doing, Tails a Wagging. Go ahead, Tails, say hi.
Hello.
Did he just go robot on anyone?
He fully did.
He's on mute.
And then we got Beardaholic. As many of you might know his voice from, he's got his own YouTube channel. Go ahead, Beard.
Oh, hi there.
Yeah, that's what he sounds like. And then we've got SJA, which is another longtime member of Brute Squad and is also on Egg Rolls, which you'll see on the 25-man leaderboard. Go ahead, SJ.
Glad to be here.
Wow, that was super hick, SJ. Anyways, I love it. What part of the country? Are you from America?
Yeah, I'm the neighbor to your west in Minnesota, man.
Oh, are you? Have we talked about this?
I can't remember. I think I talked about it with Crunch.
Okay. I actually went out to eat with Crunch last week. Anyways, Crunch is another YouTube, not YouTube member, Brute Squad member. Great guy. Love that guy. Anyway, so here's Brute Squad. SJA up there with 1200 VP. Do you have any... They got some... You guys got some really nice VP guys in here. None of my task forces have VP. Like, the highest person is usually like 900, if that. Do you have any...
What you gotta do. You gotta...
You're all troop damage and build...
I'm carrying a crutch. I got the troop health going on.
You got the troop health? That's okay. If you're getting that much intel... I guess that's okay. It's...
He's got dispensation on account.
My other accounts don't have it. This one, I run it for this and for crab.
Yeah. Welcome, FVI.
Hey, FBI in the house.
Hey, how's the sound for the different guys? Because I can change them individually. So if you find one's too loud or too quiet, just type it in the YouTube chat. Yeah. Anyways, so this is their most started operation is Massive Attack. That just changed last week, I think, from Deep Cut. It was.
Something like recently it just changed over.
Yeah.
So, it was Deep Cut. We had hundreds of deep cuts.
Yeah, as you can see, as far as task force goes, the very, very old and established task force.
Mature
task force. No, that can't be the right word for you guys.
You're right. We'll work on that.
We'll think of something by the end of chat, but it's not mature.
Seasoned.
Seasoned.
Well seasoned.
Yes.
Great minds think alike. I like it.
Anyway, so over 1,000 days old, so obviously any time changing that most started operation is going to be a big step for any team that has that much of a history. You guys probably started off running what, like Stronghold or even lower than that probably.
Oh, we spent a lot of time on Foxtrot.
Yeah. Yep.
And everybody was level 50 something.
Mm-hmm.
Tanks were awesome.
Tanks were awesome,
so,
did you say?
That was our most started before Deep Cut was.
And then you learned the way of the Zuka.
We did. It wasn't an easy transition.
No, it's never an easy transition.
We actually lost a lot of friends and opened up a second task force to that bleeding and give the people who wouldn't or couldn't or didn't want to go where we were going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a place to be where we could still hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been through that several times myself. Oh, that bot is going to go crazy. Sorry about that, guys.
Do you need a moment to play with your robot?
That's really unfortunate that it stopped right there. No, it's fine. It's just going to do that every like 15 minutes or a certain number of views. As you can see, we have the members of the task force scrolling. I think one or two members might not still be there. And but these were the people in the op. Is that correct, Tails? Or are those all current members?
You know what? I am not seeing what you're seeing.
That's fine.
Scrolling on the bottom of the screen, there's a
Oh!
I sent you a list a couple days back.
I'm not seeing what you're seeing because I'm an idiot.
Well,
I'll have to wait for it to come by again. So far, it looks
No
right.
worries.
I saw Trey bringing up the tail end, and that's absolutely correct.
Trey
Trey
likes the tail
down there. I wasn't actually trying to track it or like
yeah. No, that's okay.
But it looks pretty promising.
I sent him a list of names like 2 days ago, and that's what this was. Tails, by the way.
I think the only one who's not still here is It's Souls.
Yeah.
He wanted to be on a full-time FH team.
And so did he move to another Elite Force team, or did he move on to a different task force?
Last I heard, he'd gone to Egg Rolls.
Okay, very cool.
So I hope
the newest Elite
that
Force
works out
team.
well for everybody involved. That's right.
I'm actually working on several other teams right now. I'm always working, guys. Anyways, so yep, Capone as well. Great guy. So we're gonna go back to this one here. They used 3 sabotagers. I'm guessing they were full on intel because this isn't a team that really does sabotage.
We burn it off if we're gonna cap.
Yeah, and with some VP pushers, I guess that's not totally shocking that you have extra intel. Anyways,
we've also got guys that bring bonus accounts in and dump them just because that's what they do.
Yeah, I'm familiar with dumping accounts. Anyways, so we're gonna start off with Tapir. This is Nelly Frog. So we've got a command for, I would want to say a her, but I can't be sure. Nelly is a girl's name, right?
It could be
but
a
I'm
guy's
pretty
name
sure
too.
Nelly's a dude. Yeah.
Well, anyways,
They.
We'll start off with they.
Are frogs hermaphrodites, or do they like change sexes midway through their life cycle? Or?
They can flip depending on the population of the surrounding area, but
It's good to have beard on.
So Nelly can just remain gender undefined, and
So as you can see, this is about as you've got this Doom Cannon up top, which is gonna be in range a little bit, and then the rocket launchers to the right. So definitely not a horrible tapir. The tapirs I always dislike are the ones with the beach smokes. Because if you have a hot beach, it's like, 4 extra smokes to get to the machine guns, which is just super frustrating.
it's true.
And I actually love this second flare that you see Nelly doing. It's something I do, and I guess maybe you shouldn't do it because I am horrible at this base. I don't know why. I'm just the worst. But I like to flare right above that boom cannon there. I just think it gets the girls to kind of choose a path a little bit quicker. So far you're seeing some conservative smoking, but keeping delay is huge in this game. And if you calculate your GBE out well, you know how many smokes you can use. Be conservative. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, Nelly's one of our newer players in the sense of how long he's been playing. Rooster connected
Tiny
with
Shocks here. Nice.
Nelly out in the course of his travels, and identified him as someone who was capable of the big ops, and got him to come and join us here. And so he hasn't spent a year and a half on deep cut and curtain call and all of that. He pretty much came from learning AZ to doing massive attack all the time.
Wow, awesome. And to be honest, there's several people that I've come across in Boom Beach that I would always rather have someone who's still passionate about the game and wanting to learn. I always want that over a seasoned veteran who isn't that interested anymore, knows the hits but doesn't plan them out. Doesn't really.
Yep.
Yeah, so huge shout out for Nelly for making this huge transition. A couple of tips, I guess, that I would give would be you can actually shock this MG that you did the tiny shock on with these 4 flares. And then you can shock these 2 MGs by just hitting the top line of this rocket launcher there. Otherwise, just a fantastic hit. I'm trying to click on the building health statue. It's not really letting me. There we go. So 1 point.
Glad you mentioned that about that shot, because Rooster actually brought that up in live chat immediately after the hit. So good,
okay. Yeah, I'm really,
good
really bad at. So if you guys see something in live chat you want me to address,
no. I mean, at the time of the
okay.
4 days ago.
Yep. Well, and this is a part of learning AZ and learning the shock points and all that type of stuff. Sometimes you just don't think about that type of stuff, and so it's awesome that Nelly is learning this stuff. And I mean, from that hit, I mean, if he's only been with it, I don't know. Then, I mean, congrats to him. I see a bright future. Got Tango in the house. Got Kate in the house. Andromeda in the house. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it, guys. Always love having you guys on stream. The next hit is by... I'm just going to go by base here, guys. They saved this one kind of closer to the end. Do you guys just say KSS1, or is there some sort of weird pronunciation I'm missing?
Nah, just KSS or K or...
Oh, that's awkward. I've always called them Kiss.
See, that's what I was wondering. Got Tom.
You call him whatever. You call him whatever you want to call him. I think he doesn't.
We're going with
I think
Kiss.
It doesn't mind much what you call him, as long as you call him.
We're going with Kiss. Hey, is everyone able to hear each individual? If not, let me know if there's one who's quieter or louder, and I'll change that. I'm just going to throw that out there again.
If you want, I can just talk louder.
Well, I mean, it's really easy for me to change in settings. So, again, with the flare, he went a little bit farther to the left than I do. I flare the middle of the boom cannon so that they're going to split around that boom cannon. He flared a little bit to the left, and some looked like they were actually going to go around the boom cannon here. I'm getting a little bit behind, but so we're getting here to the kill zone. Does a nice 2 smoke. Is he gonna peek? I always peek.
Flare's a little short, you know. I like to see that last flare be way up, tucked up against the health statue.
Yeah.
And
but
I love Kay. We have frequent conversations in which he apparently ignores me, but
we've got Crunch in the YouTube chat. Welcome, Crunch. OP Destroy, thank you for tuning in. OP Destroy is my resident technical support, let's call him, and he is very, very gracious to me. So someone drop that OP Destroy command. So, Tom, we have SJA. Say hi.
Hello.
We've got Beardaholic.
Hi.
I hate you, Beard.
I tried. Sorry. Op was trying to get me to talk proper, like in his stream too, like 5 minutes ago.
So he was giving you this problems too, OP?
Yeah, definitely.
Anyways, and then we've got Tails a Wagon, the leader of Brute Squad, and all these guys are phenomenal, but I've worked with Tails pretty closely ever since him and Rooster. I love having them in the leadership of Elite Force, and I mean, just been a huge addition to Elite Force. But anyways, back to the hit. So I do agree with you. I think it was Tails that was saying you'd like the flare to be a little bit closer, right? Who was saying that?
Yes.
It was Tails?
Tails was saying
look where they're at.
Yeah. And the reason for that is so the girls don't spread and then lose delay. He was fortunate that they didn't spread enough and actually was able to outrange the Doom Cannon because his flare was backwards. I don't know if that was intentional. Mad props to you. because that's a heck of a way to do it. But I
Here,
mean, worked out well. Needed really just a
let's assume it was
flash.
accidental.
Next hit we got Triple B on Orbi. Orbi is a base that I have cost Elite Force 10, like 500 force points over in the last couple weeks, and is really frustrating me, to be honest. You can see there's some rocket launchers down on the right. Just means you need to do a flared landing from the left, which is what I'm assuming he's going to do. Making sure all the mines are clear is huge on this hit.
Might go for a pin landing against those cells.
Yeah, he might go for a pin landing. He does.
It's just
He
based
does a
on
flag
where he's got
landing.
The mine's cleared.
Yep. Does a flag landing. Ended up not needing that smoke, actually, but 2020 hindsight.
Right. Hey, better safe.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you guys, if you calculate GBE ahead of time, you know how many smokes you can use and all that type of stuff, and it allows for cleaner attacks. I can't stress that enough. Does he do? Oh, one smoke. We're in for a treat here. I like to do 2 smoke there, but he gets him under nice 1 smoke. And he's going to rip off 5 shocks.
I love that drunken path.
Yeah, that was crazy. Little crazy there. I'm trying to get the... So this has 1 point... Oh, no, he does... Oh, what was left on this core?
It's nothing. This was... Bot command up there. This is one... Ignored the note, first of all, because the note said solo. And that's all it said. So we've gotta give him a little bit of grief. Trip, I love the guy. There's no criticism. There's nothing you can do to beat up himself. And so so after
Did
this
someone
hit,
drop that command yet? Triple B.
I didn't see it. I'll put what I think it is.
We have commands for all these hitters tonight, guys. So,
That's clutch.
yeah. Like you said, don't hate me. I do that myself. And I've got to give Tails, Rooster, whoever all came up with these. I think Beardhead was a part of it. Crunch was a part of it, I think. I'm sorry if I'm giving away extra credit to some people and not giving some credit to certain people, but... It's Brute Squad, and that's funny, OP, because I always say Brute Force. I've done it since they signed up for the Quest for Boom Beach Supremacy Tournament the first time. I actually signed them up as Brute Force, like in the Google Sheets we were using, and I haven't kicked the habit since. And Tails was giving me grief about that yesterday or today. The days all mixed together, to be honest. Anyways. What's that?
We'll keep moving.
Okay. Aha is next.
Yeah.
GB. Oh, Heavy and Zuka.
This might have been a Bart kill.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's... We'll see if he even...
So...
She?
Aha is our lady friend. She lives in a tropical paradise called and so
called what? I'm sorry, I think you dropped out.
Things and yeah, this did end up being a Bart kill. Fantastic. She joined up with us a few months ago. She's brought us players, really added a lot. Players and just. Oh, am I adding again?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little.
Anyway, let's just say that Aha is awesome. She used to have an account parked in here that one of the tour hitters would use, and she's just recently started doing her own hits and stepping up. And yeah. So I hope we can get one where we see her actually show her stuff, because that's that's not a fair representation of where she's at in the game right now.
Yeah. Well, someone's got to do a Bart job. I mean, when you have them, when Triple B disobeys the notes.
Yeah, it's just awkward because that's normally my job.
Oh, man, she took that from you.
Yeah, because that's my skill level. It's my comfort zone. I throw, 3 barrages and then 6 artilleries.
Okay,
I like
so you've got the math
manage
down.
My energy. Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. My my personal skill level is right below Capone's, and we'll drop Capone's command. Oh, that's not the right one. He's got 2 commands. He's got Capone and Capone. So skill's still loading. That's my personal skill level. Anyways, so now we're out with Vic on Titan.
Well, it looks like Op is asking you, Danny, if you're going to be in the Q4 BBS upcoming tourney.
I'm going to be in your live hit, all hits live. I did not sign up a team for the tournament, though. As many of you know, I was a part of the team that kind of created the second round of Q4 BBS, which lasted 8 or 9 months. I cannot take credit for the last couple months. The admin team did an awesome job running it. Once I decided to take on AZ Tutorial, I just thought it'd be good for me to focus on that. And to be honest, running that tournament is very, very difficult. So props to Dennis and the new team that's doing it. Just awesome that they're still doing that. Welcome Alpha Zero.
I don't know if I'm going to be spinning a wheel up, but I will be doing something.
So
and it
we
will
got,
be completely
what
random.
where did Bullet and those Zukas go? Why did they go that way?
Well, that's what we call a beard path.
The stream is a little behind the replay, I think. He's just now parking below the cells.
You guys see a couple seconds below me, or behind me.
Yeah.
I think the flare just wasn't quite on the wall, and that kind of led to mayhem.
Yeah, so really unfortunate. This was the player you're telling me that is showing so much promise, correct?
Yes, that's correct. This is Vic, and like he hasn't been with us that long, but 9 times out of 10 he hits like a monster, and you've just witnessed the 10th time.
So we're gonna have to do another stream so we can show something that's fair to him.
Yeah,
because this just isn't.
So what he was attempting to do, and if his Zukas and Bullet would have followed normal pathing, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to get water off my screen. That's why it's moving weird. What he was attempting to do was to shock Bullet actually right near this MG here. And then I probably would have shocked these 2 rocket launchers. Just, you got mini shocks out on those shock launchers. Yeah, just unfortunate there. When your path, you path weird, it's just... A lot of times there's no coming back, to be honest.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
When I realized which op you guys were showing, I was like, oh no.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, well, don't worry, you'll get to me eventually.
I'm looking forward to it. So this is an alternate account for SJA, who was on the chat.
Yeah, so I'm coming off of a tilt because I'm pretty sure I missed a Titan hit to cost us the op right in front of this one. So this is the back half of a double dip on Titan.
Oh, nice. So flag landing, I really like that on this. If the smoke was a tad lower, you wouldn't have, and you know this, I'm just commentating, that mortar wouldn't have hit you. Did it cost you many, girls? Sometimes it's hard to tell.
I think it got me pretty good.
Yeah.
I was hoping to get this down, but it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, would you... Well, I guess I can look at the core health. So 2.246, just under 2.6. You got them walking in a very nice straight line, which I always have a hard time on the left side. You had them single filed, and now they just split around the two cells. And are they gonna? Yeah, they peaked. So he's going with brick. I love that move. You're going to try to rip a couple with the tiny shocks. We'll see what you do here.
I got tiny shocks and regular shocks all coming at once.
And I love that you put the critters in the smoke there. Great for losing delay. If you do like a double smoke and there's a smoke below, yeah, you probably would have dropped that if you would have hit that flame and didn't lose the girls. But if you have a smoke below where your girls aren't fully standing in, a lot of the time, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, guys. Moving on.
Moving on.
I've got Kate isn't on voice chat with me, but she's being very awesome and sending me messages. I have a iPad set up just to watch her, so she makes sure I'm polite to everyone because I'm kind of a jerk.
Danny, you can get salty with the people on this call. Don't worry about it, man.
Hold up, guys. I think I'm gonna have to go on break for about 5 minutes. I'll show this next hit, and then we'll take about a 5-minute break. I've just got a call I need to take. So Triple Beast, who is this?
Triple Beast is also Triple B.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So this is an alt for Triple B. He has that same mortar problem. That dumb mortar took out more than most any other weapon in this whole entire base.
Pretty sure the note told him to copy the hit, so he did.
I turned the headset off and have gone to the laptop mic. I hope that solves the dropouts.
Okay. Yeah, you sound really good right now. I don't know if you missed it, but we are going to be taking a short break. I need to take care of something real quick. I'm on the phone. So he did not lose delay, I do not believe. No. So he didn't follow your hit exactly. He did it a little bit better, SJ.
A little bit better, absolutely.
At least so far. We'll see. We'll see if he gets his mini shocks and everything. I love mini shocks, but I was very pleased with their decision to mess up and do that hack, because that hack is just overpowered. Papucho. I'm sorry, Papucho. I know how to say your name because we went through this on one of my hopping live streams, which is just a complete mess. I don't know why people watch them, but people seem to like them. He's a member of Brute Squad, a guy I met who's just really passionate about the game, was really thrilled when he joined Brute Squad. So like I said, we're going to be taking a quick 5-minute break because I got a phone call. We'll be right back once I find...
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
We'll be right back, and I found my Be Back scene to go to, so let's get fancy.
All right.
Okay, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. I apologize. Probably lost a whole bunch of viewers. That's okay. It's about learning. So let's get back to... No. Right above that. So we just finished up Titan.
Now we're learning who will hang out for a 5-minute break.
What's that?
Now we're learning who will hang out for a 5-minute break.
Who made it through the 5-minute break? Let's see in the chat. Next we got Tails on Humble. He's got an interesting troop load out here. I have an idea of what he might be doing, but we'll see. Ooh, clearing mines on the left with heavies. And the reason he's smoking and not lighting the rocket launchers just kind of fire is because that grappler will eat all of his heavies alive. Is my assumption. Tails.
Actually, the real reason is just because it's force of habit, and that's what I always do. I love how you think that there was actual thought that went.
So Tails, if I'm going to say one thing, I would have said...
must survive walk. Throw smokes.
Oh, you did? Okay, perfect. Never mind. I have nothing to say to you. Good work. Good work on clearing mines with the heavies. Next up, I'm assuming... It's nice that there's no rocket launchers on that side there. You're able to save a couple smokes. Welcome, Queen. Sorry, I had to sneeze. So, obviously, here it comes.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Right, so I'm commentating just based on what's shown on YouTube, because I think that's probably what everybody else is seeing too.
Yeah, your voice will be a little bit behind, but that's okay. So,
Maybe a little delayed. All right.
Yeah. So, obviously, it's important to keep the Zookas right here because it takes so much time to get through all these cells with just the... oh, okay, you did that tech. That works too. Oh, this would have been during the what's it called? Gren bonus, right?
Yeah, we had GB bonus.
No, Gren speed bonus.
Oh, and Gren speed too. Yeah, coked up Grens. Mm-hmm. Love those. Love
yeah,
those guys.
I love those. Why did you decide to take bullet on that hit? I guess would be one question.
A theory that didn't pan out, I think, actually. Bad planning is the right answer.
What was your theory?
The theory was that he'd that if the Grens got in too close to the boom cannon,
mm-hmm.
and a little bit of juice might buy me some more time. Okay. Turned out to, I suppose, not really be a necessary thing.
Mm-hmm. The only precaution I would have with doing that is it's kind of like on Fang where you don't want to kill the front shield because you want the Grens overthrowing. Mm-hmm. And with Bullet, he's going to do more damage on that front shield. I guess that's my only thing. I get the thought though, for sure. So. Obviously, there were the heavies. They do really good jobs cleaning up the center mines, and they do save GB doing it that way. Oh, he did a flag landing up high like that. Not exactly sure why he did the. This is Bell Pepper. Is that his in-game name or real name? I should say. Yeah. So
I think Boston the first time I've ever seen Bell Pepper do a non-just straight rush kind of hit.
Mm-hmm. So I think what probably happened to him on the beach there.
Up opens, mm-hmm. and if you've got a Chimera, if you've got a Complex, if you've got a Callisto, just don't even bother writing a note. You know.
Yeah, he's gonna hit it. Welcome, Rudy.
He's gonna do it, and almost all the time, it's gonna be spectacular.
And as a team, it's huge because you get somebody that hits right at the button. The op mm-hmm. starts, and he's always the first or second hitter.
Yeah, that is awesome.
It sets you up. You know, he never double dips. Mm-hmm. He's just a great teammate.
Yeah. So he obviously a series of unfortunate mishaps on this. Started the hit with something that I think many of us have done, and I'll get to what OP just said pretty soon here, is you start landing a couple boats and then you want to rethink it. I don't know what's going on with his flares right now. Why is he sending a bunch of flares back and forth? Was he trying to switch to heavies to drop to heavies and it kept on flaring? It seems like. Did you guys see that or
live? I see a live flare up on the gens. Oh, that was that was probably a zoom flare or a relocate on the screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And he timed out there, so he wasn't able to clear as many mines. But that's really unfortunate. And Rooster is confirming that he flared up and then he went back to the beach to drop his heavies, and for whatever reason it stayed on flare, and that happened twice. So that cost GBE and a lot of time.
Beware the dirty screen.
Knowing Bell Pepper, this is the only time I've ever seen him do this, and so absolutely would not look at this hit as being representative of his skills or capabilities. I think he was trying to stretch and go outside his box a little bit, and he did some things really well. He did some things that what I like to talk over before he does the hit the next time.
Yeah, for sure.
But all in all, not a bad hit.
So first off, the way I say it is Papucho, OP. And supposedly that's spot on, according to Papucho himself. Rudy's asking when the next all-hit live seed is from OpDestroy. Oh, I love playing basketball, Rudy. Anyways, yeah, Op, when is your next live stream? Always love watching those. I was busy today, unfortunately, but okay. Next hit we got is Crunch, my lunch buddy. This is the guy who lives 10-15 minutes away from me, and we get lunch probably every other month or something like that. Did you guys know that?
Yeah, we've heard things. We've heard things and stuff.
That doesn't sound good.
Oh no, totally all nice. I swear. He comes back and he's like, Danny's the greatest guy ever. He's so nice, and
that's not
totally
true.
Believable.
It's totally not true.
We've seen some really amazing food porn.
Yeah, we go to. So far, we've only went to 2 places, and it's because they're so darn good. We go to an Italian beef restaurant, and then we go to this place that makes these, they're pretty much just huge hot pockets. What are those called? It's called Hot Pockets, right? Like pizza pockets in the microwave type thing.
It's got a special name, Beard. You asked what it was in the
I forget
chat.
I can't remember the name.
It's a calzone.
It's
a deep fried calzone.
It's a deep fried calzone, pretty much, and they are incredible. I can.
She needs to type in what it is.
Yeah,
because this is important. I mean, this is big stuff.
Yeah. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. So he is GBing out the SGs on the left. Let's not take away from this great hit. Flare timing. He lost a couple girls, so they weren't one-shotting, and that always gets really frustrating because you expect one-shotting, and his flare timing was perfect for one-shotting, but unfortunately, it was taking him multiple shots. So at this point, he's just keeping on throwing GBE on that, clearing some.
Yeah, finishing the gens that I didn't. Thank you,
Yeah.
Crunch.
Yeah, Crunch is awesome. Rudy, I'm not sure what's up with Red Baron, to be honest with you. I'm going to go on Telegram and figure out, first off, why did Crunch change his name on Telegram? The jerk.
Has to do with another group that he's involved with. Has to do with real life stuff.
Oh, yeah, I've had that with a couple people. Like when I would offer them like a tournament badge or an Elite Force shield, they would say, "Oh, I actually use this for work. I need to keep my stuff like not related." Panzeratis, I think they're called.
Not beached up.
Yeah, not beached up.
I didn't know there was another use for Telegram other than talking about Boom Beach. I mean, this is mind blowing news.
Yeah, no, me too. I actually so Boom Beach or Telegram doesn't really let you use its full abilities until you allow it to sync with your contacts, which is kind of annoying. Mm-hmm. And I've had a couple contacts like join, and they see like my avatar all decked out with like wings and shields and this guy with a bow and arrow, and they're like, what the heck? And they've got like a normal name because they're using it for work, and it's just like, yeah, I'm the guy who's obsessed with some mobile game. Anyways, that's me. So I guess really good job continuing to clear some mines. At that point, I probably would have... Ooh, he got the shield gen with the last second artillery. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything huge on the chat. Sunday will be big.
The video, he's heading up with Heavies now, trying to clear a few more mines.
Yeah, we just passed that. So
there we got it.
Are you finally supposed to be posting that thing you've been promising us all, OP? Or are you talking about Quest for Boom Beach? Thank you, OP. Thank you so much for all the help for the technical stuff. I asked OP to come specifically. I guess he was going to tune in anyways. But come specifically to look at the stream. And as I said before, he's my tech guy. So very kind to me, jumping on calls when I'm just super frustrated after a stream, figuring out that I was streaming at 40,000 bits per second, which would take like a gigabyte of upload speed, and I was running like 10 megs at the time. So that's what happened to those couple streams. So the only thing I don't like so far about I mean, he's doing a great job clearing mines, Jay is. Jamers, is that what you guys call him, or just Jay?
Yeah, Jay. Jamer.
When you're going for the 4 shields, you really need to try to keep that delay as much as possible, and using critters to clear mines can hurt you in the long run. So I guess if there's a piece of advice in this hit, it would be to it's worth the GBE, in my opinion, the extra GBE to do a barrage compared to critters. So, oh no, he's gonna get Brick killed. So the reason why he got Brick died there, and I was hoping to see it sooner. So you saw he flared the beach right next to his LCs.
Not yet. We're still eating cells here on the YouTube.
Yeah, my voice is actually lined up with what goes out onto YouTube.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So what's unfortunate about, and I'm actually going to work on a way so you guys can see my screen in the future, but I just need to get my own tech stuff done. But so what happened there on the beach was, because he flared to the center of his boats, I was hoping he was going to drop Brick earlier so that she would walk towards that flare, because when he did the long flare up, there was no space for Brick right at the center, and they followed the flare and not the flag that he landed, I guess, if that makes sense. So he ends up getting probably what's going to be 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. Does he get a 2 and a little bit more than a half? Yeah, so he kills 2 and most of a third one. So ends up doing a pretty decent hit. When the tiny shocks are out there, guys, go ahead and throw them like 10 seconds early, because you're not going to live that long anyways.
And they last for like half a minute.
Yeah. So, by the time, the greatest thing about the mini shocks is you throw them 10 seconds early, and then you throw the rest of your shocks. The rest of your shocks die. Your troops get crushed, and the mini shocks still has like a third of its time left. It's awesome. Welcome to the stream, Maverick. LDSO, it looks like. I'm sorry if LDS 50, LD50. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong screen. That is harder to read for some reason. Anyway, so that was Jay. Next up is Papucho 67. And he's going to go with the flared landing here. Very smart, as there is no anchor on the beach. If there's an anchor, easy enough just to do a flag landing and let them group up and save a couple GB from however many. So my bot is acting weird because I need to switch the settings on my PC to stop shutting off every like 5 minutes and going into power saving mode, because the bot is actually running off of a PC. It's not web-based. Anyways, so far just beautiful smoking Papucho. Since you're throwing 2 flares anyways to get all the way up there, I like to do a mid flare in this position, because then Brick doesn't get as far up ahead of you. I guess that would be my tip to you on that. And he does exactly what I said, and he throws a bunch of early shocks on the mini shocks, I should say. And he kind of gets his flares in there late, but fortunately had enough to get the job done. Yep. So here's the timing. I'll give you this is something Capone taught me and has forever changed my shield gen rushing techniques. So on a long flare like this, you can also use this on like a long flare on outworks. As soon as when the smoke reaches about 11 o'clock, throw your next flare. And then as soon as you see the flare enter the screen, throw your next flare. If it's like the left side shield gens on Humble, as soon as your smoke is gone, throw the flare onto the second one. As soon as you see that one land, you throw it onto the third one. And so on and so forth. And in the past, I would try to watch my Zukas and try to flare them perfectly based on when they shoot. But it's easier to actually do it based on when your flares are landing. At least it is for me. I don't know if you guys use that technique at all. Am I by myself?
No,
I don't use that one specifically. For me, it's just more of a flare and flare and flare and.
Okay, so you kind of do an internal clock type thing.
Yeah. I can't think of a song that fits the rhythm, but if I think of one, I'll let you know.
Will do. Okay, the next hit we've got is SJA. And he's going to do the finish here. He's not even going for cells, this bad man. So this is a perfect humble pie to have tiny shots on.
Absolutely beast hit.
Yeah. Let's look at the health on this thing once I find that. But I hate looking for building. Why can't they just all be right in my face? It's all the way on the wall. 1.4 million health. So with all these cells down, he's probably looking at 1.2, maybe a little less. No, it's not that your timing sucked, Papucho. It's all part of learning. Guys in every single task force, from the top Chinese teams, I think those guys might just be robots, to whatever task force you're in, they make mistakes. It's all a part of learning. Oh, did the tiny shocks disappear for this hit, SJ?
No, there they are.
Oh no, I just got the mortar with it.
Oh, you got the mortar with it. Okay. I thought I was expecting to see a couple extra tiny shocks, like the rocket launcher above the lasers, some of the shock blasters, right? I thought you were going to use that a bunch. But he drops it. So
pretty sure I just ignored that stuff up there.
Yeah. Well, when you've got about 1.2 million, as long as you get some critters out and save some of your girls, and you have delay like you did, so great smoking. Moose. This is. I know this is. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is Rooster, a Rooster account. So. Okay, so you guys are gonna do the right side clear and then barrage up top.
Doing road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rooster and I have fun with this. He and I have let's call it a philosophical difference where rogue is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And me wrong, so I just have to learn to be quiet about it.
Mm-hmm. What's your philosophical difference for the viewers?
I feel like the choices are between left and middle.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like I said, he keeps on going this way and having great success with it and doing good things
mm-hmm.
and setting us up for good finishes. So
yeah, typically I would say I mostly do middle. It looks like he's gonna get away with one shock. Yep, because Battle Orders is gonna get everything. Those lasers are gonna focus on Bullet, which is away from the girls, and now he just needs to keep hitting, which is awesome because there's really nothing in range of him that's really doing any damage to him. Those flames are out of range. As long as he just keeps hitting taunt, he's going to be in great shape. I expect to see some critters down here, possibly. Maybe not. So when you're going at defenses like this and there's cells around, flaring the farthest cannon or sniper tower, whatever, is actually huge because the girls will target defensive buildings as long as they're in range. But as soon as they're out of range, and you can already see it happening, as soon as there's no defensive buildings in range, those just start hitting cells. So if you actually flare the most outer weapon, which would have been the top left boom cannon, they're all going to get in range of that, and then they're going to stop going after cannons, and they're just going to eat cells. And you're going to lose a bunch of girls to them just getting picked off. And after, when you've got 8 cannons or whatever going after you, it adds up quick. So at this point, he's just going after the shield gens. He's clearing mines. I love when Rogue has cleared mines. The health on this is pretty high, I would think, being a 251. I'm not sure what is on that rocket launcher for health. As you can see, the mines are starting to eat his girls. He's probably I'm expecting to probably see a med kit, maybe, just to make sure they don't all die. And there goes the rocket launcher. On a high health with lots of... Why do I keep looking at that screen? I can never read on that screen. On a high health with lots of pills, go right. I'm guessing he means cells. Low health, go middle or left. So, yeah, setting it up this way is different typically than the ways I do it. But this would have taken me 3 hits. And is that what it ended up taking you guys? Yep. Yeah. 3
or maybe 4. But that's only because my attack is next and I totally bombed it.
It looks like it's... So, for those of you who don't know, Tails is like a super Excel guy. Everything... Like, you should see their task force stat trackers that he has. It's the most insane thing. Like, force points over time, a bunch of stuff over time. And he sent me an Excel spreadsheet, and it says 3, so I'm going to say that it's accurate with 3. And here we have Beardaholic going next.
You can just skip this one if you'd like. I'm not going to be that lucky, am I? So, kind of like Tails was saying, there's the whole left, middle, right conversation that happens on a fairly regular basis. I tend to go left or middle as well because when I have to go right, I end up doing a hit like this, and it's a little embarrassing.
See, the reason I would have probably cleared mines for the middle, I love the open that he did, actually. But it just takes so long to walk around. And
that's my objection, is the minute and a half it takes just to get on core.
Yeah. So for the open, I actually really, really like that. But I would have probably cleared mines for up the middle, because with a 6-4, you could have went up the middle and had plenty to do 3 shocks and just start clearing around the core, and the next hit would have been the only thing I would say. But the open cleared the 1 rocket launcher on the left, which was huge, which causes lots of problems. So we've got Beard doing some farming, so I'm going to fast forward. Yeah, the flare, I would have... Oh, yeah, Beard, these bazookas are just going wild. I would have probably done a grouping flare next to this cell right here that you'll see highlighted once the delay is over.
Getting everybody collected up and onto the core in an orderly fashion from over there is
it is difficult.
Especially when everything's been cleared and the field's wide open.
Mm-hmm.
End up like flaring the top and letting Brick get way out ahead, and then trying to time a flare against that cannon, so you're forming an equilateral triangle between Brick and the girls, so they come in and converge under one smoke.
Yeah,
and it's just crazy. Time.
I mean, a lot of the times you'll see people just go straight for core, and that's the way we do it. I do it a lot of times. However, one of the great things. And the argument for that is, it takes a lot of time to clear right and all that stuff, and you're not spending as much time on core. But you also have to remember, you drop 4 shield gens on the right or the left if you do a clearing hit. So,
it's true.
I mean, that's a third of the shield right there on an opening hit.
There's a strong trade.
Yeah. So Papucho says...
Sometimes even if we open right, we will clear the mines and then go middle, and then we get the shield reduction, and we save that minute of walking.
So Papucho is saying one of the greatest pieces of advice he's ever had is not to watch the hit, instead work the hit. Very, very, very smart. I think you could probably take that a couple different ways. That means a lot, no matter which way you take it, to be honest. Oh, I think what he's saying is, okay. I think what he's saying it came from one of my streams, so I'm assuming what he's referring to is when I say you need to look at every single base individually and not just, because it's so easy to get into, like, this is the standard hit, that you should do. When sometimes you're missing something and someone else will do the hit and you're like, I did not see that, and that's easier and you got more stuff done, and instead of doing a standard open. I can't stress that enough. Smokey Zuka, welcome to the chat. One of my best friends in Boom Beach, finally back from his break. So happy he is back. Who's co-hosting? We've got Beardaholic. Beard.
Say hi, Beard.
Hi, Beard.
So the last one was Beard, and the one teaching him some manners is Tails.
It's a process.
Yeah, it is, especially with Beard. And then SJA, he's been in and out. So if you're on,
I'm just along for the ride.
You might want to reset your connection.
Going right on Rogue.
Oh no, you're good.
All those lasers and rockets is one of the funnest hits in the game.
Dude, I'm not gonna disagree with you. I love that hit. I haven't done it in a long time, but back when I was in a task force called Blood Diamonds, that was the way we would do Rogue, and we'd do it in 3. And now on Dead End, most Rogues can go in 2, so you wouldn't do it that way anymore. But I always did love that right side open. Okay, so Rogue. So Beard, first off, wasn't as bad as you made it sound. Sure, there were flaws, but the barrage at the end actually made this hit considerably easier, because I'm assuming FBI, is just going to BART out that, 1 artillery. So let's speed this up. So here's where I probably would have cleared mines for the middle walk. He does end up dropping this. Do you guys know what troop statues or statues he's riding with?
No clue.
Okay.
I think he's 6'4". He's on the stream with us. FBI, type it in. Tell us what you have.
So welcome Hellcat, Brian. Already said hi to Maverick. Oh yeah, FEI's on the stream. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm fast forwarding too much of it. So he gets up to the core, hits battle orders. I'm sorry, I missed if he came out as smoke or not. I was looking at the chat too much. I'm still not the greatest at all this stuff. FEI is watching with his mom and his sister. That's absolutely awesome. Welcome FEI. Be proud of him for this hit. Does an awesome job.
So I'm looking at his face. I see 4 red statues.
I got really nervous about the amount of time he spent eating cells up in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I thought for sure that was going to end badly for him.
Yeah.
Turns out he's as much of a nerd as the rest of us, and he ran the calculations and figured out just what he needed to do.
I'm gonna re-enter this. We'll fast forward this a little bit just because you're watching Zukas go after a core.
We're watching the shield indicator go tick.
But awesome hit. I want to go back and see. So the core popped with about 12 seconds left on it, I think. So let's go back and see how long the hit took. So
yeah, 12 seconds.
His first artillery goes out at 3:45, 3:46. So the hit took a little over 3.5 minutes. Welcome, Skull Crusher. Thank you for checking in. So the attack took 3.5 minutes, and obviously there is a, I don't even know, what is the timer on this?
I think max time is like 4:08.
Yeah, it's something weird.
4 minutes.
I always say it's 4 minutes.
Yeah, I think the extra time is the stuff blowing up after the timer expires. It'll still record that.
Yes, Papucho. Always do the GBE count. There's certain hits I don't count the GB ahead of time, just because I've done the hits enough. If it's a standard hit, but if I'm doing something weird, I do try to count GBE. One of the best attackers in this game, and is one of the most understated guys you'll ever meet, is a fella in 2.5 named Plank. I'm sure many of you are very familiar with him, seen him in AZ tutorial videos, seen him hopping. Awesome, awesome, awesome guy. But we always give him a hard time because whenever we're planning hits, he'll say, okay, I'm going to go in. He'll drop off a call if we're on call. And then we sit there for like 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. And I think he's got a list of things written out that he makes sure he does. And you know what? He's an awesome player because of it. So,
hey, he has to do his pre-flight.
Yep, exactly. That just made me sad because it made me think of my good buddy Captain Chaos, who is a pilot who no longer or hasn't played in a little bit. Hopefully, I really want to see him back. Yeah, getting that 42 is such a pain, FEI. I've had an account for like 3 years now, and it's got a 41 on it, and I pushed it to 1200 VP and more, so I was converting constantly, and it's just sitting there with a 49 or 41. Fortunately, not a 39. That must be very frustrating for you. So awesome hit. Tails dropping that FBI in the command. Thank you. Someone drop a Skull Crusher command. Make sure to check out his stream, or not his stream. He's not streaming right now, but make sure to check out his channel. Great content. Probably the first YouTuber on Boom Beach I've ever really followed, and then from him I branched out to Shishk and OP Destroy, and I need to get more onto Beard's channel. You're going to get another subscriber tonight, Beard.
Hooray!
Okay, so we've got Rogue, now Boomtown. I'm really excited. We've had a pretty steady group of people watching this entire time. Oh, Tom's on the chat? Hey, Skull, he dropped your command. You should drop his. So he's going.
I think people want to see what happens when a bunch of non-pros try to take on Massive Attack, right? Because
I would consider you guys pro. You guys have hit the leaderboard.
The how-to videos, and we all see people doing these amazing things all the time. What happens when a bunch of regular guys do this?
Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons. There's a lot of different task forces in Elite Force. Right now, Mini Shocks, he is playing this very smart. I'm liking this. Who's G-Skill?
G-Skill is also Asterix.
Okay.
And he is another one of these guys who plans everything. He plans every flare point. He's super technical. Probably one of the biggest brains you'll find in the game.
Yeah, I love people like that. As you can see, those mini shocks, I kept on expecting it to die. It just doesn't. He didn't even lose delay on those rocket launchers, and he stood there for like 20 seconds. It's awesome. So farming some cells, and he's going to do, I would assume, a sweep, or at least attempt it with just bullet. Usually you see Scorchers. Scorchers would have gotten eaten up a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to work his way across the top, and his objective was to get all of the rocket launchers and the gens.
Yeah, which you can do with AZ because you can move faster, obviously. Everything dies quicker. This laser down here is kind of a pain. I might have flared a little bit higher, especially considering you're not using Scorchers. I'm assuming we're going to see some more mini shocks here. So Hellcat, how much time do I spend planning an attack? I don't want to sound like an annoying person here, but it all depends. If it's a standard hit, depending on how comfortable I am with that hit, I can, scout it for 30 seconds, make sure there's nothing weird going on, and then hit it. If it's, a hit on a base where you have to plan out the shock points and stuff like that, I mean, it really, I hate this answer because it's not what you want to hear, but it depends. It really does. Like I said, if it's a standard hit that I've done a whole bunch of times, then it goes pretty quickly. So the big fate to Asterix here was he probably should have flared between those two rocket launchers right above this power cell, because that would have kept him out of range of this mortar here. He long shocked this shock launcher. Let's get the range of that. Would have kept him out of range of that, and kept him out of range of the grappler.
And he was most unhappy about the horrible things that the laser did to him.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. He just couldn't. He just couldn't use any more GBE. He couldn't use any more GBE.
We joke. We like it when we fail like asterisks.
Yeah, someone dropped his command. Lost two Zukas. Fail.
Fail.
Hellcat, which leaderboard team are you on? Go ahead, guys. What were you saying?
Who was the question to?
Hellcat is just he was
gotcha.
asking about how much time I spend planning. I mean, there's times where if it's a really and it also matters how tight the op is that you're attacking. Obviously, you always want your best hit out there, but if it's a really tight op, you can spend several. I mean, not that I'm just sitting at my screen for several hours a day looking at one operation base, but over several hours, thinking about it. By that time, you have the map memorized in your head, and talking to other people about it. This is going to be the first stream that's running over an hour and a half. I try to keep them not obnoxiously long, so let's try to. It's not like I'm going to cut us off, but we'll keep going here. So, using a barrage down to clear a couple mines. This is Mars. Is that the same as J Mars or no?
Oh no, Mars is
got sniped by a boom cannon. Look at this beautiful, beautiful walk. Part of me wants to say he's been watching his AZ tutorial videos, but I guess I don't know if he does. So who is this?
Mars was a random join. Just showed up
awesome.
in the task force one day. Turns out he's a kid from Japan. Has a bit of a language barrier, so he doesn't talk much with us, which I find sad because I'd love to talk to him more.
Oh, he just gets crushed by that.
Super kind, has a great spirit for the game. Reliable, shows up, hits every time, almost always does something amazing. Been such a fantastic addition.
Awesome.
And
I love random joins.
Just to pile on, Mars can do just about any hit in the game. Also,
yeah, those people are so valuable to any task force. Guys that you can just feel comfortable with saying, "Hey, we need you to do this hit." So, very smart because there's this laser here. There is no opportunity for a free snipe. Oh, I love those shocks. Okay, everyone, this is what Papu was talking about. Look at the base for what it is. He knew this MG right here is going to be out of range, so he shocks this MG with this MG or this flame, and then gets this MG, this laser, and this flame in one shock. This MG does get a couple of them, but as you can see, a lot of people would have just thrown a shock above, shock on the flames, and a shock on the laser and the MGs and called it a day. But he planned out his that awesome, just huge, just round of applause, and he gets another round of shocks off, but not enough. Oh, that's painful. Another GBE finish for you guys, or at least it looks like it's a GBE finish. Do you know how much was on it?
I don't know.
He was robbed. It was a great hit. Great plan, great hit.
So Hellcats and Epic 9, they are a task force on the leaderboard. I want to say they're somewhere in the 30s or 40s. It's a task force part of the Triangle 9, I think is what they call it. Association, which is headed up by another great YouTuber, Zmotter10. I don't know. I think I heard that in a video once. I personally haven't watched a lot of his content. I know he's Zmot.
Yeah.
I know he's a great boomer and great tuber. So big shout out to Zmot. And I'm getting off track again.
Yeah.
Kate is awesome. She's like sending me all this stuff. Currently they've got 29,000 force points. It just like pops up on my screen that I have next to me. Like, how awesome is this? Like, I'm living the life.
She's your stats gal, right? She's the one you sit in the background, so you do the commentary, and she tells you, how many pitches does this guy throw in a typical
exactly.
game,
Yep.
She's ERA, and I
love it. I love it. When I don't, it's hard for her to follow along with. She doesn't want to be on all the streams, and she's not in these task forces, so that makes sense. I will definitely have her co-host in a stream, though, if she graces us all with that. But a GBE finish couldn't have been more than 150. Couldn't have been more than 100,000. I take that back. And that was, I didn't even look at Miss. Oh, that's Eric.
That's Eric, yeah.
Anything you want to say about Eric? I've never met Eric.
Here, Eric also came to us through EF. And,
through the @Join Elite Force? Or what do you mean through EF?
I believe through EF recruiting.
Yeah, the @Join Elite Force on Telegram.
Yeah.
Yep. As you guys have seen, I'm gonna throw a couple. Just doing some shameless plugs right now, or I guess it's not shameless because it's not me. So Zuka Academy is running an event tomorrow. For those of you who haven't played a lot of Zukas, this is created by Hopper Network. They once a month do a dead end event, and they have some guys come in who are more experienced, and they come in and do some coaching. And now the bot's going to send everything I just said about this entire thing because it's timed and I didn't know when it was coming. But the guys over at Z do amazing work. There's the link to the Telegram chat. Go ahead and join it. Sign up. I am going to be one of the coaches this time around. I'm very excited about that. I've done it a couple times and I always enjoy it. Led up by Wally, William, just awesome guys. No problem, Soren. Is that Sorensen? I know there's a Sorensen. I'm not sure if that's him.
SJ?
SJ dropped off the call.
Oh, okay. SJ is Sorensen, isn't he?
Yeah, Soren.
Soren. Oh, jeez. I'm so bad with names, guys. So thank you to SJ for being on the call for so long. Are we on the last? We are on the last base, so this shouldn't take a whole ton of time. So this is Asterix once again, opening up Cooker. Weird not having that one random rocket launcher there. I hope that doesn't mess up with his pathing at all.
This is the. I think this is the first time I've seen him do this hit.
Okay.
I might be wrong about that, but it's not one of his normal runs.
So obviously peaks a little bit on the beach and then peaks again a little bit. So he doesn't have delay. When you lose delay on this hit, it's one of the hardest hits. It's like losing delay on Chimera or 10 Shock Maze. It just stinks because you have to get these weird shocks down. And as you can see, he missed one.
Skull says, "Where's Mo when you need him?"
Mo is in this task force, Skull. He's actually the next hit. Mo is he was on a Hopper Network event that Skull did all hits live. I hate Cooker too with a passion, but Mo was in a Hopper Network event, all hits live that Skull Crusher did, and he absolutely just demolished. I didn't even notice he dropped Zukas on the right. He was going to drop those next to the flames once he cleared the whole ring, but unfortunately that didn't happen, so just doing what he can. Ah, shish, I'm sorry. If you're in AZ tutorial, I didn't even post it there, so never mind. I don't know what to tell you about not getting a notification. I'll try to spread it around better next time. Welcome, Justin H. I believe that's the same Justin as the co-leader, the right hand, or actually he's the leader now. Him and a guy named Ka or Bryson. If this is the Justin, I believe it is. Lead Egg Rolls, which is the newest Elite Force task force for probably the next 12 hours. And then they will be the second newest, is my hope. Anyways, so welcome, Justin. Welcome to the stream. We need to set one of these up for egg rolls for sure. So, okay. Colonel, as you can see from his command, he loves hopping. No one likes a good hop better than Colonel. Mo Goes by several different names. So starts off with the one hack, has a live flare because he didn't wait long enough for the rocket launcher to fall, but very quickly gets on top of that, and he's going to do a one shock, and you see him use that delay. Someone who's very good at cooker. That's what I've noticed between people who are good at cooker and great at cooker is it seems like their shocks like are so late, like just really really late, but they just use the delay perfectly. And I think that's the difference between good and great on cooker. Again, you see him flare the farthest cannon. That way the Zookas are going to target all the cannons. He's gaining some GBE, and then he's going to flare right onto that flame, the farthest flame again. I personally have seen people, I haven't really, tiny shocks. I haven't really seen people take that approach, but I think he was just trying to manage his time the best he possibly could. Knowing him, he wanted to get all the SGs, I'm assuming. Oh, he's going for a SG rush. Mo is, what is happening? Never mind, he's not going for a SG rush. Maybe he decided he didn't have enough GBE is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, he started to, and he did a mid-course correction there. He was about to go for it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm kind of going from memory and trying to catch up on my replay here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, with the stream, I've been wanting just to get a nice healthy stream in. It looks like that's what this is. And hopefully next time I'm actually going to do some screen sharing from my desktop to anyone who's co-hosting, so they can see what I see instead of what's on YouTube. He messed up a BART job on Complex, Justin? What? Mo does weird stuff sometimes, but I love the kid. I love the kid. And these seasoned pros here at Brute Squad are the perfect place for him, in my opinion.
Well, we're seasoned. We'll go that far.
Yeah. Not mature, seasoned.
That's right.
Which is why
Salty.
I love them so much. So,
Soul
is the only one not still in task force that hit this op, correct? He's no longer. He's in. We're not sure where he is. Last we heard, he's in egg rolls. Can you confirm that, Justin? If you're still in the chat. Hell, I hope you're Hell's Queen. I should say. I'm not gonna call you Hell. That just doesn't seem good. I don't know. It seems weird. Souls and egg rolls. How'd the hits go for you, Hell? Hell's Queen. Gosh.
Queen.
I call her HQ most of the time. I don't know what's going on, though, right now. Meh. Yeah, I've been there. Everyone's been there. So what he's going to do here, I assume... Oh, yeah, perfect use of Tiny Shock. And then, that stupid flame. Probably would have used another Tiny Shock on that one. Unfortunately, gets a whole bunch of his girls. You guys had the hits that you weren't too horribly concerned, I'm guessing, about finishing the op. So the safer option, obviously, would have been to GB out this cannon here and then go with Grens. But I think Soul was wanting to try something a little bit more difficult. Which I totally encourage on on easier ops, so that when the tough op comes and you need this to fall in one more, you've done it.
Yeah, this was well in hand at the time of his hit.
Mm-hmm. That's what I assumed. So
we had a hit to spare. We had one guy, Trey. Trey didn't get in, so Trey, you slacker, show up next time, buddy.
It's fitting that we have him as the last person on the scrolling members list.
That's right. That's right.
So with the flare timing or the drop timing for Bullet and or the Scorchers, he needed a flare a little bit sooner. But that's neither here or there. You'll see, and he needs to shock these four. lasers. Otherwise, the girls get roasted. But you have to. He used more GBE than expected to get the SG, so I'm sure he had a different plan than mine. But his flare time or his drop timing was very good. You want to drop the Scorcher or brick or bullet, I'm sorry, right away with the girls so that the Scorcher or bullet has enough time to get ahead and hit that shock mine. If you are doing a Scorcher, the way I was taught was you drop the Scorchers with the girls, and then as soon as they cross this yellow line here, that's actually when you drop brick. Because she's going to catch up to the girls, but she's not going to catch up to the Scorcher. And it ends up being perfect timing. So right when you flare down to your kill zone, oops, lost the op. Right when you flare down to your kill zone, brick is right next to the girls and walks right with them. So it works out well. So I don't want to miss a hit. Triple M hits next on Cooker. The stream is now at 1:35, so it seems like this one will go 1:40. I'm sorry if that kept anyone up too late.
New world record!
Yeah, new world record. I think one of my hopping streams, which are just atrocious. I don't know if anyone watches those. If you do, I'm sorry. But we have fun doing them, so they're going to continue. So here's Triple M going into. Is this Triple B or is this actually?
Triple M's a completely different guy.
Okay, so I think what's going to end up happening here is that
from Oklahoma, though. That's a weird coincidence.
They're both from Oklahoma?
I do believe they are.
Yeah. So again, you need to shock these lasers up here. Those are actually the most important ones. If all these mortars are gone, you actually don't need to shock the lasers behind you, because the way lasers work is they target the first thing they see, and they actually don't switch off that target. And also, the first thing they see is what they hit, and they kill stuff behind that. They don't kill stuff in front of that. So in this case, if those mortars weren't there, those lasers would target bullet, and they would not switch off until bullet's dead. So that's why it's important if you shock bullet and you catch a couple girls in with that, you actually want to artillery those girls out, because if the lasers target those girls instead of bullet right away when that first smoke clears, the lasers are going to retarget onto whatever's closest to them after those girls are dead, and then you're in a mess. Also, you want to count to 1 between your smoke. You also want to continue. Oh, you count 1 between your smoke on bullet or the Scorcher and the girls, just so that there's enough time for the lasers to properly target. Whew. Okay. Crunch. We're not going to continue showing Brute Squad hits, not because I don't want to, just because I'm not going to keep everyone up all night, and I need to go make sure my operations are in hand. Queen Green Court is always a fun base. If you ever need help, post in the Elite Force operation planning, and myself, Andy, preferably, or anyone else familiar with Green Court will talk up. So Squirrel is a alternate for Rooster. That's what I thought. I really love this Excel spreadsheet. I'm gonna make everyone do it.
Just the easiest way.
Yeah, it really is. So as you can see, really, I'm going to restart this so we can watch that, because I've been asked for how to do a good cooker rush. I don't know how the end of this one works out, but the start was what I was trying to explain earlier, and I should have just said that.
Got a little ahead of yourself, did you?
I did. I do that often, and Kate's like yelling at me. So you see the Scorcher gets dropped right away, and right at that, as they're approaching that yellow line, you can even do it a tad later, but that was just perfect. He drops
Rooster has
brick.
great technique.
Yeah.
He studies. He's learned the nuances.
Mm-hmm. So
he's always doing the right thing, right?
Yeah. He doesn't even do a mid flare, which I always do. And as you can see, these two smokes are a little bit gapped. I like to bring that top one down just a little bit because it doesn't need the head space over the scorcher. But I'm guessing he wanted to give himself a little bit of playroom because there wasn't a shock mine. When there's a shock mine there, you know exactly where the scorcher is going to stop, which is great because then you can bring that way down. And as you can see, as you saw in this video, he waited about a second between the two smokes, and he got those top lasers. So he made me a very happy person. So awesome job to Brute Squad. Thank you to SJ, Beard, Tails for being on the stream. Check out the Zuka Academy event tomorrow. I'm going to drop the link to them and to Hopper Network because they do such great stuff for the community. Rooster is the man crunch. So, yeah, I mean, awesome job, Brute Squad. Really, like I said at the start, I'm really just, they have a more of a European op time, most people would call it, but you guys are mostly U.S., correct?
Yeah, U.S. and Canada. We're 5 o'clock Eastern currently. That'll go to 6 o'clock again when the clocks change back in the spring.
Yep. So they don't get their force points until tomorrow afternoon for everyone in the U.S. or what, probably like 12, 16, 17, 18 hours from now. So they don't have full force points right now, and they're sitting at 75. And with another 1,600 force points, I'll put you right at the bottom of the leaderboard, it looks like, for right now. But there might be a couple people ahead of you by that point. So where do you guys usually end up at the end of the day?
Oh, you know what? Haven't even been watching lately.
That's what I love about these Brute Squad guys. They just want to have fun, and that's what the game's about. It's fun being on the leaderboard, but if you're not having fun, you know, doing the intel and stressing about your op hits, I like the challenge of it. It's enjoyable for me. But if that's not for you, there's definitely nothing wrong with that. Go where you have fun.
In the leaderboard position until we start pushing up around 31 and a half, 32.
Yeah, but
we get favorable coverage, we'll jump that right away and start hitting Forlorn Hope. But the rest of the time, just play. You know, just play.
Absolutely. And I can't stress that enough. I'm sorry if sometimes I come off, like, especially in my tutorial videos, like a know-it-all or cocky to anyone, because I don't mean to be. I just want people to learn, and I'm kind of losing my train of thought here, but it's okay if you want to play. If playing tanks and destroying and actually attacking non-player bases like Skull Crusher is enjoyable for you, which I don't know why it would be once they put in the destroy button, do that. Because that's what's fun for you, and that's what this game's all about. I hate when people bring in politics, both from the game and politics from real life or really anything at all, because this is a chance for all of us just to have a fun time together. Awesome community, and Brute Squad is an awesome example of that. These guys, they have fun. They like to take their ops seriously, but they're not gonna get all twisted out of shape. And when we started to actually open up Elite Force to more than just several teams, Elite Force used to be very specific with what was an Elite Force crew, and we started to open it up. They were one of the very first teams that I asked to join because I love these guys. I played with them for like a week or two because Tails was helping out with Quest for Boom Beach Supremacy, and I said I would play with anyone who was doing that for a week. So I played with them and I loved them. Papucho, absolutely. If you ever need advice on a hit before or after, just upload it to that chat that I know you're in. thank you to OP. Thank you to Kate. Thank you to Tom. Thank you to all these guys, specifically Tails and Rooster, for getting this set up. Could not have done it without you. Thank you to Bix, who I feel so privileged to know Bix, because there's all this awesome artwork and stuff on my streams that take people months and months to get for their streams. I'll get back to why I laughed. But Bix, I said, hey Bix, I want to try to start streaming an op, and he was so patient and kind with me and got me set up with all this stuff, and it looks fantastic, and I have nothing to do with it. Or Crunch, I will take you up on the free Italian beef. Let me know when. Again, thank you, Tails. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. This has probably been one of the funnest ones I've done. Most fun, I forget. My wife's an English major. I don't know.
Well, thank you for having us, Danny. It's been a lot of fun doing this specifically. Joining up with Elite Force has been a lot of fun as well. Really really glad that you invited us to be part of that. We've always, kind of kept to ourselves. Been a little bit insular. I'm glad you talked us into coming out of.
Yeah, it took a little bit of talking. It really did.
We spent a long time. The big thing we focused on with Brute Squad really was less about building a strong team of hitters than it was about building a culture and building a place for people to come and to be and to play and enjoy each other's company. And this game is escapism.
Absolutely. I could not agree more.
You nailed it absolutely right when you said, leave the politics, leave the other stuff behind. This is just for hanging out and chilling and having a good time. So we wanted to be really careful and make sure that joining up with somebody else wasn't going to present any kind of change to what we spent so much time and so much care building. And it's been a spectacular fit.
That's awesome to hear. And I think it's a fit because that's, that's kind of the motto of Elite Force right there, is we're here to have fun playing the game, and we're building a community. We're not building great teams. We're building a community of people from... What's that?
We're doing both at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You build a good place for good people to come and be, and they'll make good things happen for you.
Dang, Brute Squad sounds pretty nice. We should join Brute Squad. I could not push Brute Squad enough on anybody. If anyone ever wanted to join Brute Squad, there's only very limited space because they're so popular. Yeah, shameless plug for Elite Force there at the end. I thank you for that, Tails. It's all about the people. It's not about the leadership. It's not about power. And you guys, I think it takes a little bit of experience and just time in the community to realize that the people, it's the weirdest thing. A lot of these task force, I don't like to call us a task force family in a sort, because I don't know, I think the name just kind of got, I see us more
kind of poisoned a little bit, I think, unfortunately.
I agree. I like to think of us more as an alliance. We help each other out when we can. If I've got extra intel, I'll help someone else out with it, or if someone else has extra intel, they'll help me out.
A cabal? We could be a cabal.
I don't even know what that means. I need Wikipedia.
I think it's like a cartel, but even more criminal.
Oh, okay. I guess that's good. But anyways, thank you to everyone who signed in to watch. Brian, Justin, Hell's Queen, B-Bag, Skull. Those are the ones I can see in the chat right now. Gary Swanson just signed in. Thank you to all those people who made this happen. If you're interested in joining Elite Force, super easy. At Join Elite Force on Telegram, or just request to one of our teams that have an open spot, and type in that you're interested in joining an Elite Force task force. I know Elite Force 2.5 tries to keep an open spot at all times because they are visible, more visible than just about anyone. But they like to keep an open spot so we can hopefully recruit through that and find people with the best match for them and for the team. So again, thank you, Tails, Beards, SJ. We're done for the night, guys. Hour and 48 minutes crunch. I think you're gonna owe me some cheese curds with that Italian beef. And once I play this this exit thing that Bix made me, then it's gonna be an hour 50. So thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of the night. Go hit the beaches, and happy booming.